our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Welcome back to Odds. Week 61 behind us, week 62 to come. So Caulfield this week, very good meeting. Even though it's not like top shelf spring, it's really getting up there. Quezette Stakes Group, PB Lawrence Group 2, Quezette Stakes Group 3, Regal Roller listed. There's some good horses like Private Eye squaring off in the PB Lawrence. That sprint race with recommendation. McGaw's resuming. Pop Awards up in grade. It's just a really good day. So, and also big fields, not really typical Caulfield, but certainly makes it tricky. A lot of horses in good form, but yeah, very keen. Sydney, there's really nothing. It's still sort of no listed or above. Brisbane's the same. Even Belmont, there wasn't really a feature sprint. New Zealand, I couldn't see much. So I bet all at Caulfield, which isn't the wisest thing to do. I should have laid off and distributed some money just onto some favourites in Sydney in some of those promo early races, just to get some bonus bets back, but haven't done that. It's all Caulfield because it's quite good. Recap, last week, week 61, racing, got back 37.94. Not too bad because, again, last week was time challenged. Nothing really stood out. And I was just, hoping just to get roughly the 50 back, and we did. It would have been pretty diabolical to get only $10 back. And then sport, after so many weeks of losing and being down 123, finally got the win. And it wasn't even the same go multi. It was a 3-leg head-to-head using margins, and it looked pretty cooked when Port Adelaide were down early against Freo. However, they do fight for Ken, and I thought that was going to be on the cards. And then, when I saw they kicked those 4 goals in succession, we're back in it, and then stayed in it. And then I was pretty sure that they would be in it. I didn't expect that they would lead until late in the game, which they did. But yeah, they easily covered our line, and that was $49.06 back. So that takes the sports losses down to 94 from 123. And overall racing plus 6.4%, sport minus 8.9%. So overall, it's a 2.5% return. It's up from 2% the start of last week. And all I can say is that for 61 weeks of analysis and time invested, up $100. So the answer is pretty clear. Put your money into the stock market, into some pretty safe ETFs, and don't bother trying to make money this way. But it's a hell of a lot of fun, and that's the reason why I do it. So yes, on we go. Still chasing a reasonably good Quilla or trifecta to get like $150 return and really kick this up. So anyway, that was a longer preamble than normal. But Caulfield this Saturday, race 1, big field. A lot of these are in good form, so it's not a... Well, actually, it is a good betting race because there are some horses here that I think are over the odds. But it's still a tricky race if you had to just identify one. So it's a bit of a spread. So Flyer is going to go back, and every proportion's been in good form. It hasn't really done a lot wrong, and then the market's sort of just overlooking it at 19, so that's definitely interesting. It has got a 3 kilo claim. Behaviour won unexpectedly last time. It's drawn out here. Can it repeat what it did beating Bossy Bonita? That was also at Caulfield, so it obviously can handle here. That's the question. Latin Lovers, an English sprinter, and it had a start last time where it wilted out of it quite badly at Sandown, so it'd be better for that run. It's had a 4th at a trial since. Paying 126, so I mean, it's a great price to find out if it's improved. It's drawn really well in Barrier 2. It's currently paying $297.80 on the tab, so you may actually get better than $126 when this jumps. Core Concept, I want to flag this. It's currently paying $101. This is a horse that's been placed 66% of the time. It's got a winning strike rate of 25%. The win at Bendigo 2 starts ago was quite good. Overthinking of Gertie, which has been city placed since. That was on heavy, but with the weather forecast for 5 mils of rain on Friday, it could be still soft and it could be quite up this alley. So I know it's got barrier 13, but 100 to 1 is pretty silly. So, of course, Core Concept is definitely something each way. Electric Tommy had 2 really good wins. Then it's run 8th at Caulfield. that was a tricky race with behaviour. It wasn't really in the greatest of spots, and then the market's forgotten about it now. It's paid 15. So, and 111 on the tab on the tote currently. So, yeah, clearly even 15, not even 100, even 15 is a good value for that. Verdou's the favourite. It's drawn terribly in 15. Its form has been good, but I mean, second behind Pop Award. Pop Award's a great horse, but this running second doesn't, absolutely mean that's going to continue on with it. That's 380. I think that's under the odds in a race like this. There's a lot of competition. It's probably not going to get a spot anywhere that it wants to be. So, yeah, too short. Cavallo Ramponte's first up. Place 2 from 3 first up. Again, 66% place rate. That's paying 34. That's great. From the block, Jenny from the block, number 13. This was a Hong Kong sprinter that really wasn't, there was mixed form at best, running 5th, 9th, 3rd. It's come to Australia. It's run 3 in a row, going to the front and just gunning it. And it's, 3 from 3. It's won some trials as well. I mean, everyone should love leaders at Caulfield, and 650 I think is good value. It's probably going to boot to the straight and just kick clear. So from the block probably should be favourite at $4, but it's not. Illuminates, that's at 50s. That's also great value. It's placed a lot. It's coming off a Cranbourne win, which was pretty decent. And the Blades down from Sydney, I think that's way too short. That's 440. Sydney horses at Caulfield, we know that does not work on the whole. So barrier 1 is good, but not sure. And then Enright 2 starts ago had a terrible run. It was sitting outside the lead. It should have been the first horse to wilt. And it was the first horse that went on by and ran to the lead. And that was a really, really good win at Geelong. So that's paying 14. That's at a value of 5 with Joe McNeil on board. That's excellent value. So each way Enright, each way from the block. And then we'll do bonus bets for the win on Electric Tommy and Core Concepts, and then cash for the place. It's just a really cool race. And then trifecta, 2 epic proportions, 9 Core Concept, 12 Cavallo Ramponte, 13 from the block, and 16 Illuminance and 20 Enright. Or maybe I'll leave out the 2 every proportions. I'll just leave it to 6 horses. But this is a really good betting race, lots of value. I'll do also first 4, where I like this idea of taking a long shot for 4th on its own. So Core Concept on its own for 4th, and we'll do those same horses for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, but we'll throw in Latin Lover at 126 to 1, because that could suddenly improve. You just don't know. Race 2, Think and Fly. It's over the odds at 126, but it does not like Caulfield. 12 starts for 1 win, 1 placing. That's the catch. Figurata. This is a great horse. It just loves heavy tracks so much. 6 wins out of 9 starts, but just can't really run on anything else. Once it gets a few more runs in this prep, I mean, it is coming off a trial win, but just a wetter track, a few more runs in, Figurata will be good. It's paying 60, which is still probably not a great race. It's probably worth a bet. But do I go it here? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to run the gauntlet. I might pay for this, but I'll put it in Quinellas for sure. Falcon of Malta. Actually, no, I retract that. It might not be in the Quinella. I'll just watch it and pray. Falcon of Malta, 30 to 1. Pretty capable. 15 starts, 4 wins, 4 placings. That's something to have each way. Bonus bet for the win, cash for the place. Jabberwockies, second up. It's 4 starts for 2 wins, second up. It likes Caulfield. It basically runs a place half the time. It's the favourite on the tote, someone's bet earlier, but it's 19 fixed. So yes, Jabberwockies, absolutely. What else? Skipper's Canyon. Skipper's Canyon is the favourite. It came off a win at Sandown on a Wednesday. I was there, and that track, a whole lot of outsiders were coming in. I don't think it can be trusted. I don't think this should be 370, and I really want to see how it goes. But won't be on it. Ruakaka Raiders, a pretty decent staying horse that hasn't won lately, but I feel like it's run into a bit of trouble and just hasn't really recaptured that form from the first campaign. But 950, that's pretty good. Burger, actually, all these horses down the bottom: Brave Miss, Ruakaka Raider, Burger Legend, MacDane, they're all in good form. And to me, that's a bit of a natural Quinella. So 16, 17, 18, 19, with 6 Jabberwockies and with 4 Falcon and Malta. So 6 horse Quinella, and each way I'm Ruakaka Raider. Place on Burger Legend, because it's such a prolific place getter. 10 from 15. So place bet Boga, Winbet, Ruakaka, that Quinella, and then Jabberwockies each way. As you can see, these first two races, Caulfield, and even the later ones, it's going to be pretty Caulfield heavy, multiple each way runners. Again, not the wisest strategy, but I'm hoping that we can get a payoff out of this. Race 3, 1,400 metres. Subliminal, number 5. This is paying 40. It's placed half the time. It's 1 from 1 at Caulfield. It likes second up. Over the odds at 40 to 1. Capricorn Star had some good wins in that latest prep. That's had one run back at Flemington, ran 8, only by 3 lengths. It was a good race with Stylish winning. It's drawn terribly, but the 26 I still think is worthwhile. Gala Queen, this is the favourite at 3:30. I think it's a good favourite. It's only one, or it's won 3 races out of 8 starts, which is good, but it's placed in no other one, so it's pretty hit or miss. But yeah, the 5th behind Pop Award last time was pretty decent. I think it's really well weighted in this class. Has drawn badly. I still think it's a good favourite to back. Bossy Bonita was good last time behind Behaviour. Sort of had the race won, and then Behaviour came over the top. So that's paying $5.50. And yeah, there's a few down the bottom. Damehood, ran against good horses at its first prep. That shouldn't really be at 19. So that's really good value too. So yeah, each way for me, Subliminal, Capricorn Star, Gala Queen, and then a Quinella for those 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 18. Big one. On to race 4, 1,400 metres. Ascension's 100 to 1. That's had some decent trials. One at Wodonga. Home Rule, I missed out on this 2 starts ago at Caulfield. Like I had it, just probably should have had more on it, the 30 to 1 when it won. Fire Vetna loves Caulfield. This is the one for me because it likes Caulfield. It's pretty strong here. Placed 2/3 of the time, and Barrier 1's pretty good for it. So each way, Fire Vetna at $13. Mathletics, pretty capable first up. 1, 2 from 6, also with a placing. Can handle soft, drawn pretty well in 3. So 5 and 6. The 8 Spanish Blaze is another international English middle distance runs at its latest prep. That's paying 16. I think that could improve. It's had some pretty decent trials. So I want to see how that goes. So 5, 6, 8, and 12 Castle on Highs coming off 2 straight wins. I think it can continue on here. And then true to form, it was pretty terrible last time running last, but it was pressured up in front and it dropped out at Caulfield. I think it can be a lot better than that. Barrier 7's pretty handy. So Quinella for those 5, 6, 8, 12, and 13. Each way true to form at the $9. And same for Fire up Etna. Race 5, Vane Stakes, Group 3. This is a really good race. So Hay Street's coming off 2 rows in Sydney where both times it's gone back to about 6th and it's come into the straight and just faced a wall and then got going late. The same may happen again here from Barrier 6. It'll probably go back and probably get a little bit snookered, but I think that there's value there because it's sort of been in this situation twice, and in theory they should be able to try a different tactic and position better. Express Class, well, that should have never been 30 to 1. That was the same day at Sandown, and it was the first race of the day, and it was coming off 3 good trials, and it somehow started at 30 to 1, swept up and won. That's paying 12 here. Sunham Kirk, really top liner. The way that it beat Oyster Lane coming up on the inside was really impressive. Jimmy Ricard, as mentioned last week, had the drop on Bar Cash, and now it's had a bit of a week off and then runs here. Shaggy's down from Sydney. Mixed form lately in tougher grade. Magore's coming off those 2 Caulfield wins. Where it beat Befuddle, they were 1 and 2 most of the way. So it's hard to know if that, looking at the times, like if they just had a really good run of it up front or whether they were the 2 best horses. Shining Smile, for a horse that keeps on winning, it's won 5 out of 7 and just always delivers. Probably should be shorter than the $4, but I just think it's a real straight tracker and I don't want to take it at Caulfield. So even though it probably should be maybe like a $3 favourite, yeah, I'm going to skip it. And then Tycoon Star is going to go back and run on. So going to go Hay Street just on potential. Also, each way Son of Kirk's probably the best. Well, it's a really good race. I don't want to make any rash claims. But yeah, I think Son of Kirk and Hay Street are both good. Maybe the best 2 in the race, maybe also the best value. And then a Quinella for 6, 7. Actually, no, exacta. 6, 7, 8 into the field. let's see if we can get a bit of extra value that way. Race 6, Quezette Stakes Group 3. So the playwrights run in the Magic Mills. Icarian Dreams, the same deal. My Gladiola was all the rage in that Group 1. It was the Blue Diamond behind Devil Knight, and $7 there, and it just, didn't really deliver, ran 8th. Before that, looked like a world beater. Senior Points coming off 2 wins. Blue Hotels coming off a win. Signature Scent, I like the way that this just gunned down Thanks Gorgeous, put it to the sword, and definitely want to be on it here. Well named as well. I love the alliteration. Ferrivia was a great second that really stormed home at Sandown behind Express Class. That is out of a Stern Streetcar Express. Think that is good. And then even Semel Rouge, like if you look at the win at Sale in the maiden, looked pretty impressive from a wide barrier, and that's 34 here. So it just tells you a lot about the depth of this race. Each way Ferrivia, each way Signature Sets. But yeah, a very good race to watch. A lot of chances. Race 7, Regal Roller Stakes. This is the sprint. So Pop Awards up in grade from the 78 to this listed. Terrific horse, looks like a real future money earner. Page 7. Royal Insignia raced in better races at the end of last prep. Ran 10th behind Feroce in the Group 1. Then it's come back with 3 trials, third, first. I think that's really good value, paying $6 against this field. Having said that, it's barrier 1. It's going to go back. That is always bad, for lack of a better expression. Lewis Sun Winmore's coming off some Flemington wins. Great sprinter. Just want to see how it runs at Caulfield. Recommendation went to Bendigo to Morville to get back in form behind Q-Man. Still jury's out, and I think it's more effective at 1100 or 1000 than 1200. Brudenell, it's coming off a short freshen up. They probably are really targeting this. They probably think that it deserves to win a listed race like this, and it does. And they've given it a short break and then brought it here. So Brudenell 550 is good, and then Arkansas Kid really does like Caulfield, coming off some trials. And yeah, widely drawn, top weight. Still the favourite at $5. Just hard to know how that's going to go. But it always seems to deliver at Caulfield. That's my thought for the day. But yeah, each way Royal Insignia and a Quinella for 2, 8 and 10, which is Brudenell, Royal Insignia and Pop Award. And we'll watch Arkansas Kid closely and the rest of them too, just for the rest of the spring. Race 8, PB Lawrence Stakes Group 2 feature of the day, and Sportsbet, bet on whatever and get your money back in a bonus, which is excellent. Private Eye has never run at Caulfield. Isn't that surprising? Here to Shop, coming off a New Zealand Group 1 win, and then narrow second here behind Royal Patronage. Pinstriped. I'm going to back this because this is a lot easier than running against Mr. Brightside. And it's paying 16. I know it's 7 years old and it's first up, and its last 2 runs were 9th and 7th, but I still think it's a decent Caulfield horse. And at the distance here, it's 10 starts for 2 wins and 5 placings. Track and distance, 6 starts, 1 win, 3 placings. So I think there's a case to be made at $16. Desert Lightning, pretty decent. Evaporate's a good horse. First up might be a little bit vulnerable. Probably better later on. Hasn't won at Caulfield before, so the 370 might be a bit short. Probably should be 450. Seapals, the wins were good. I think that will come straight back into form. It's running a Group 1 at its latest, 4th at Flemington behind Feroce. So Seapals is good. And Moira and Anisette, both US horses. Anisette particularly, it's had a few trials. It's won at Flemington in a trial. It ran last behind Stephanie Magnetica in that. There was the Epsom up in Sydney. But yeah, that could be a lot better now, and that's paying 41. So I'll have that each way, knowing that there'll be money back no matter what. And then also each way on Pinstriped. And that probably does it. Really just maybe a Quinella for 7, 9, and 4. 7, 9, 4, 6. Sorry, 4, 6, 7, 9. We'll do that. They're my top 4 from that race. And then race 9, ran out of money. Haven't even looked at this. But yeah, apart from Munamek liking Caulfield, it doesn't like Caulfield, likes Flemington. Happy I skipped that race. But Designated Jack, I think it should be noted that it's 15 fixed, so it's paying $5.50 on the tote. Someone's had early money on Detonator Jack, so it might be time for that horse, which we have back before. So that's all for racing. Sport, the promo is on the Essendon St Kilda game. The Battle of the Nuffies can't make the 8. And After Essendon's pretty good show against Geelong last week, I think that they're going to bring it tomorrow. I think that at home deck, well, it's really St Kilda's venue. It's not really, we don't particularly play there. Well, we do play well there, but St Kilda certainly play better. But I think we'll give a good contest. It's hard to know without Zach Merrill what we're even going to look like, but I feel like they're actually gelled and will come in and play well. They're the home team, so that will help. So 4-leg same game multi. Essendon with a 40-point head start, which they're actually paying $1.47, which I think is quite decent. I think they have a strong chance to cover that line, could be competitive. And then Kako for a goal, $1.86. Langford for a goal, resuming from injury, $1.32. And Jack Higgins for a goal, $1.07. Initially I was going to go a bit more wild, but then I remembered how much we are down in the sports stakes and thought, no, keep it simple. So $20, odds of $3.50, $70 return, guaranteed bonus bets back for next week. So that's everything. The spring is starting up. Definitely have a look at Caulfield on Saturday. Not too much interstate to report, and we will be back next week with week 63, and hopefully by then it's not 2.5% up and it's like 4% up. But meanwhile, the stock market is surging. So pretty much the data so far is just invest in stocks and only bet a small amount in the races on the weekend. But anyway, it will be fun. All the best and see you next week.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in front every inch of the way. He's out like two.